welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at Bronxnet TV and tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. So, for me salseros, well, even if you're not a salsero, we can convert you into liking salsa and or Boricua music, then you're going to love Aurora Flores y Zon del Barrio with their authentic sounds. That's right. The group officially debuted in the Puerto Rican Day Parade in 2003 and has performed for some of the top names in Latin music. And now they will present a concert of Celia's music in the Celia Cruz exhibition and concert held by the Woodlawn Cemetery and Conservancy. And joining us now to tell us more about the band and upcoming performance, we welcome singer and songwriter Aurora Flores and Fania All-Star percussionist Nicky Marrero.
How you doing?
Hello and
you.
welcome.
Okay.
Hello,
Good to see
Rhina, and open. We are open.
Yes, we're open, you know. We've been here for a minute now, and I'm happy to have you back, Aurora. I mean, you have come here with some legends who have now transitioned on, so it's just lovely that you are not only a band leader as a woman, right, because I want to talk about that, but and kind of like just make sure that the music is presented to the next generation, but you also bring the artists into the space of, whereas maybe some of the millennials nowadays are unfamiliar. So, and we have it documented, and I thank you for bringing them. You know, I'm talking about Yomo Toro, you know.
Oh, yeah, Yomo was great. And what was great, not only bringing the legends, was pairing them with the younger musicians around him, you know, percussionists like Oreste, Matthew Gonzalez, you know, they really surrounded Yomo. It was very familiar. It was like a family. It was like having an elder and getting the benefit of their wisdom and their experience and having the young people around him. And that's what Latinos are about. That's what we're about. That's what people of color are about.
That's especially what you're about with Zon del Barrio, which is why Nicky Marrero's here. I mean, this is a gentleman who's played with Eddie Palmieri, who's won Grammys, and now, you know, he plays with the next generation. So
he's a Fania All-Star.
I know! We got a Fania.
Celia.
He played with Celia.
He was with Celia in Africa.
Okay,
he was with Celia.
Oh my gosh. I mean, how beautiful is that?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of experiences that I've enjoyed throughout my career, and especially with Celia, in different formats and with different occasions, different bands. But it was always exciting because she's a very exciting artist.
And just when I was,
and he's an original Bronx boy.
Well, we love that too. We love that too.
Right.
But you know, it's just what a blessing that you got to play with her, and now you're playing tribute to her in her place of rest.
Well, it is. It's something that, because it's my interpretation of any situation with Celia is family. You know, because we were family type of friendship while we were performing, and it was very professional. There was a lot of technique. And it was very humble, and she was an artist, a very professional at her trade, what she did, how she communicates through dancing, through singing, her dressing, and that also inspired me to get more flamboyant in my dressing and how to perform in front of public.
And so I see you walking around with your sticks under your arms.
You never know when you got to be on, you know. So now I'm on now.
You're on.
And he's got the sticks to prove it.
It's right there, you know, ready to go.
I love that. I love that. So you mean if we would have had a table here, you would have been like, crack, crack, crack?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. I mean, they could telepathic the thing right out there. You know,
I
all about rhythm and percussion and harmony.
And high energy, because you're high energy when you're performing.
I love doing that, and I love to educate percussion.
Yeah, he's a great teacher of percussion, which is also good. And that's what we do. We got to hand it down to the next generation. One of the things about salsa, unfortunately, culture begins at home. People think schools should teach it. It has to be taught at home. My mother always used to teach me about educación de la casa. You know, educación de la casa was our culture. And she was a stickler. She would not allow me to speak English in the home. She said, you speak English in school, out in the street, in the stores, on TV, on the radio. In my house, you speak in Spanish.
Okay.
And she taught me about Celia and about all this music. And then when I started in Latin music, one of the first people I interviewed is Celia. I was pregnant. It was her first interview on an American station like WBAI. We became friends. She baptized my son, De Agua. And she would always, like, every time she contacted me, she always talked to me about my son. Sometimes she'd call him Y nuestro hijo, our son.
She had a thing with kids, right?
Yeah.
She had like a special connection
Yeah.
to children.
Because she didn't have children.
Let's talk a little bit about the Woodlawn Cemetery event and the curation of songs that you've decided to present, because you're kind of going to tell her story, right?
I wanna say the
You're
eras.
singing her history.
Yes.
You're singing her history.
Yeah,
Right.
well, there's going to be
In
this
song.
Yeah.
This is like a once-in-a-lifetime event. It's going to be open from Friday to Sunday, and then Sunday's a concert. I am going to be on some of the panels to talk about her history. But here in this mausoleum, I mean, what is so amazing for me, here's this mausoleum. Not everyone has a mausoleum. And Woodlawn Cemetery Conservancy, this is very, very valuable real estate to have a mausoleum there. And this is an Afro-Cuban woman, a black woman, who didn't speak a lick of English, and that she was honored the way she was in her death, and now in Woodlawn Cemetery, and they're putting a stage, and we're going to be doing her eras, when she started with Sonora Matancera, when she played with Tito Puente, her era with the Fania All-Star, and then the legacy she left us before she left. La Negra Tiene Tumbao, Carnaval, and we're going to end with Guantanamera.
And then-
because what else?
Of course, that's the big splash. That's the grand finale. And
Yeah.
then we got Nicky Marrero on percussion.
Oh, yes, I'm going to get down. Gonna get down.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt
He
it.
But
is going to
I'm gonna-
underscore, and he is going to have staccato and piculate the whole thing.
I'd like to also mention that being that she's always modern. In all the levels that that Aurora was talking about, her music is always modern, and it's also
timeless.
antiguous, and it has a lot of culture from Cuba, from Africa. I mean, it is amazing what it has extended through her music.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's something that I cherish a lot. And how to bring this to the young people, also by myself, by educating the young. I also like to continue doing that. That's what I do now, and people could get in touch with me through Facebook or Messenger. And I like to talk about my experiences with Celia, with the Fania, and all the other artists that are with them.
But for now, they can go see you guys on September
Exactly.
30th, right? Because-
September 30th,
Yeah, I
that's
want
the
to make
day.
sure that
3
they get the
o'clock.
information. It's at 6?
3 o'clock.
At 3 o'clock, right. So right now, we're kind of running out of time, and I want to make sure that people understand that you guys are going to be performing live with what, a 13-piece band?
13-piece band,
A
12, 13-piece band.
12, 13-piece band, Zon del Barrio. This is band leader right here.
With
Aurora.
men, women, younger people, older people. We got legends like Nicky. We got people like Wilfredo, who also played with Cortijo and played with Celia and played with everybody, Tito Puente. So we've got a combination, and the only way we can hand this down to the next generation is involving them and giving them history and putting it in the context that they understand that really in this world, nothing's original. Everything's come before. Everything is it's a circle, and it's a circle of life.
It is
And
a
it's
circle of
Celia.
life. That's a great closing, too, because you're going to be celebrating at her resting place, and we invite all of you to be a part of that. So, once again, Aurora Flores y Zon del Barrio, they're going to be performing at Celia Cruz Exhibition and Concert on September 30th at 3 p.m. Thank you so much, Aurora, for being here.
Thank you,
Nicky
Rene.
Marrero
My
for
pleasure.
being here, and also
go.
for being
see
generous
you.
and giving of
see
their
you.
time to personally invite you guys to be at the Woodlawn Cemetery and Conservancy. And for more information, you can visit woodlawnevents.org. That is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out the recablecast tonight and 24 hours a day at bronxnet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Adios.
Azúcar.
Azúcar! I like that.